Good morning, here in the middle of nowhere of Oman. Today we're doing something rather special because a few months ago when I was doing research about Oman, I actually came across this very interesting place. It's called Wahiba Sands. Basically, it is the desert of Oman, and today we are finally here to explore this region. So a few months ago when I did research about the Wahiba Sands, I came across a tour company called Bedouin Safari, and they actually gave it very mysterious about what exactly we're going to do in this trip. But I just know that there will be camel ridings, we're going to be in the desert, we're going to be in the sand dunes. The rest, it's up to mystery, so let's find out together. The Omani Bedouins are a group of nomadic tribes who've lived for centuries in the Wahiba deserts. They are known for their hospitality, star navigation skills, and the ability to survive in the toughest desert conditions. Now, camels, they play a huge part in their lives, as well as the tradition, survival skills, and also the unique way of cooking are passed down through generations to keep the desert spirit alive. Normally, they don't accept any guests, but today we are very lucky because we're going to get a chance to experience their world, to dive into the culture and see what it's like to live just like them.
Nice to meet you.
Hamad.
Finally.
Yes. This is our tour guide Hamad, and he'll be taking us on a 2-day adventure across the desert.
Yeah.
Likewise.
For all the experience, we talk in the car while we are driving.
Okay.
For now, we leave your car here in the office,
Yep.
and then we'll drive together to the car.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the idea of this trip, to keep it a mystery and we don't really know exactly what's going to happen. I think that's where the fun part is.
The size of the desert from east to west, 85 kilometers, and from north to south as we are driving now, I think if I'm to be specific, 191 kilometers, more or less, that will not make any difference. So, and most of it sand dunes. It's not like there is oasis. People also who they live in the middle of desert. They live in a small community. It's not like they live together in one village, no. The culture for the people, they live away from each other. I mean, from, let's say, 3 kilometers, 2 kilometers, to have the privacy. Because this is about the Bedouins. This is about the word what you ask. The freedom. The people, they like to be own, to live by themselves.
What is it doing in front? Oh,
You see,
it's blocking the road.
This is have GPS.
This one's GPS. Is there a sound that you can make to attract them? Whee! Wow. They're like giga alpacas, basically, long neck, and the babies. Wow. They're so cute. Okay, so we have arrived at our campsite today, and just now in the car, Hamad was telling us all about the deserts, and we'll tell you in a sec. Oh, thank you. That's exactly what I need. Wow, so refreshing. This is the Omani's hospitality.
Yeah.
Is it? By the way, guys, dates is something that it's so common here in Oman. Basically, every restaurant, sometimes they would serve it as like a dessert after your meal, or sometimes it can be like an appetizer before it. How is it?
Interesting.
Why? It's different?
Different.
This is peanut sauce, and then I'm gonna dip it into the coconut.
The dates, it's already super sweet natural way. And then with this, it's become even sweeter.
Anyway, just now on the way here, Hamad actually told us he wanted us to really fully experience the very authentic way of the Bedouins living, just because, you know, amongst all the campsites here in Wahiba Sands, this one is the most remote and isolated, you can say. So that's why often at night it's more peaceful and also quieter than other campsites as well.
So this, they said, it's their like mini kitchen. Is the kitchen?
Dining room.
Dining room.
Oh, are those traditional? Those are traditional Omani style dining, right?
Yes.
Because when we're in Oman, when we went to a lot of restaurants, there are always some private individual rooms you'll see inside, and they don't really have a table. It's just like dining, like with a sofa and couch like this. Yeah, so it's a very authentic experience to experience this Omani's desert lifestyle. So right now they gave us the traditional Omani's clothing. It's called distasha. Usually it's for men, and they were just letting me to try it on later for the rest of today. Okay, let's give it a try. So now he's making me the son of desert.
Look nice on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a traditional Omanis.
Uh-huh.
Now I've got this sunproof distasha. And if you guys are new to this distasha thing, basically it is a kind of clothing that helps Omanis to reflect, the sun, because Omani summer could be very hot, sun could be very harsh. So that's why this kind of material helps reflect the sun, so that also inside, because it's so loose, so it helps air circulate to make the body feels cooler.
You look like Sheikh.
Really? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Assalamu alaikum.
Where are we going now?
This is my tent. Welcome to my tent. So as you can see, far in the horizon, this is the only tent in this area. It is because Hamad actually set up this tent for the reason that he wanted to give the guests the more authentic experience. Because, when you're in the desert, like the Bedouins, they have their own tent. They don't travel with many tents set up like that. But first, let me give you guys a room tour. So this is gonna be our tent for the next 2 nights. We've got a very spacious bed here. We've got a lamp. And also, as you can see, the floor is completely covered with carpets. So it's very nice and comfy to step on. And also there are mirrors. There's another lamp there, and this is space for our luggages and bags. So yeah, it is very different experience compared to all our other travels, because I want to have that real authentic Omanese desert experience, and I'm so glad we signed up for this tour. Anyway, now we're gonna do some camel rides. Alina have always wanted to do horse riding in another country. I couldn't give her horse riding, so I gave her camel instead. Something better.
They ask us to keep our shoes back. Just walk in the sand
I guess it's like walking on beach, no? You don't walk with shoes, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, it's so
Same
beautiful here.
I know. This really reminds me of the movie Dune.
Sand dune.
Yeah.
No.
Which one do you want?
White.
So I get the brown one? Okay, fine. You wear a white dress, so maybe it matches. She wants a white one.
This one is for you.
Oh, this is bigger because.
This one.
Oh, well.
Well,
Okay.
I'm scared. Whoop.
Whoa.
Whoop.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay.
Whoa. You're so tall. Oh my goodness. It's like you're riding a dinosaur just now. What the heck? Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
What a beautiful creature.
I can see everything now.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is this dinosaur? Oh my god. This is amazing.
Oh, they're saying hi to each other.
Okay, let's go. Oh my
go.
goodness. This is amazing. Wow, they are like gigantic beasts. How are you?
Amazing, so amazing experience.
Yeah.
Love it.
I want a camel.
Your own camel?
Yeah, I want a camel. I feel like this is the highlight of Oman for me so far.
Yeah.
It's so cool, riding camels. My goodness.
And we're alone in the middle of desert.
Yeah, I never knew camels are so amazing.
For Bedouins, camels aren't just animals. They were once essential to the way of life, helping them travel through deserts it would normally be impossible. Without the camels, Bedouins couldn't survive in such tough conditions. They helped carry heavy loads, provided milk and meat, and even took part in races, which brought them respect and money. But well, today Bedouins use off-road vehicles like four-wheel drive to travel, but they still keep camels for cultural reasons, for races, and as a symbol of their heritage and wealth.
Whoop. Whoop. He's like fall down.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, he knows the sound, and because of the sound,
Oh
he's
my goodness.
sitting.
Okay.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow. Good job. Wow. Oh, my
Thank you
butt.
so much.
Thank you very much.
How do you
Shukran.
feel?
I've only seen camels in the movies, you know, but I never realized they're so tall. I always thought they're the height of the horse. Where do they go now?
Now it's good.
Oh, so they know.
They know where to go.
Other side.
Other side.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Amazing. It's so nice. It feels like it's horse, but much taller, like a gigantic horse.
Uh-huh. And the way that they walk is so
See you.
elegant, majestic. It's like taking their time. I don't know, they're just such beautiful and gentle beasts.
They're so nice.
Yeah, and they know their way home as well. Looks like they're just walking on their own. No one's guiding them now.
Bye-bye.
From what I heard, tonight there will be some kind of campfire set up and we'll look at the stars, maybe chit-chatting, and it's gonna be a good night. All right, guys, now it's around 6:30 at night, and as you can see, it's getting darker and darker outside every second. And it's interesting because at night, the desert, the weather completely changes. Now it becomes really windy outside and it's getting colder as well. And I'm not sure if you can hear it, but the tent just keeps wiggling, moving because it's just so windy outside. And Alina just then had to go to the toilet and she had to wear a scarf just to go out because the sand was hitting her like crazy. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting night.
Wow, the weather immediately becomes so cool and sand becomes so cold too.
Yeah, I know. It's good weather though. But now it's dinner time.
For dinner, Hamad invited us to the traditional dining room and we are served with a classic Omani dish that involves slow-cooked lamb called shura, served with hummus, cooked and fresh vegetables. One thing I can say is the food here is simple and natural, yet delicious. And keep in mind that there are no stores in the desert and that the nearest city is an hour and a half away, so they usually have to stock up on supplies for many days. And can you even imagine that everything is cooked right here in the middle of the desert using just what they have on hand?
But this is really good. They actually also set up this campfire for us after dinner, just because, you know, the desert at night gets really cold and here it's just so warm.
We will definitely wake up tomorrow in the sunrise time to see beautiful sunrise in the desert. So I think see you guys tomorrow morning in a beautiful sunrise time.
Good morning to day 2 here in the desert. So last night after the campfire, we went to sleep immediately, but then at some point at night, it got really cold because usually at night in the desert, it gets really cold. But luckily the blankets itself was quite warm enough and we wore a few additional jackets, so we were okay. But then this morning when we went out to see the sunrise, the sand outside was really cold. It's almost like a fridge. It's like touching a fridge on the feet. But nevertheless, the sunrise itself was quite wonderful. And then after that, we woke up to grab breakfast. And the breakfast, the food here is as usually amazing. And now it's around 9 a.m. in the morning and it feels like the sun is finally coming up to play. So that's why it's getting quite hot in here. So now we're just packing up and we're ready for day 2 adventure. By the way, guys, yesterday we forgot to show you, but there's actually a toilet inside as well. This is where we took shower. So it looks something like this. So yeah, it is a good bonus to have in addition to the bedroom as well. So yeah, instead of like, you know, in the middle of the desert, you gotta dig a hole and you gotta, you know, squat like that. It's like Australia desert. They actually built a functional toilet and bathroom inside. So today's plan, again, he kept it very mysterious, but from what I heard, there is actually a mosque in the middle of the desert. So today we're going to check that out. And also we'll be moving to a different campsite, which is at a different location up to on the other side of the sand dunes. So it's going to be really interesting.
Shaky.
Oh, yeah. It should be.
I guess it's so easy to get lost in a desert because almost like every road looks exactly same.
So I had actually been trying to learn Arabic before this trip in Oman just because I wanted to be able to communicate with the locals here. So I tried this app called Rosetta Stone, which is also the sponsor of this video. So I downloaded this app because I wanted something more practical and also intuitive, which is exactly what this app gives you. So instead of forcefully cramming a whole vocab list that I would eventually forget, Rosetta Stone used something called a dynamic immersion. So basically it's like how you first learn your natural native language. You pair the words with the images and also you listen from native speakers speaking their own accent. It is just so effective. But my favorite feature has to be the true accent feature, which listens to your pronunciation and gives you feedback immediately. So instead of learning just what to say, you're also learning it the proper way of pronouncing it like a local. Especially I feel like because when we're traveling, being able to speak the local language often is an icebreaker. So it makes people feel more relaxed, more open up to you, and often get out of the way to help you more.
Muntazam.
I like that Rosetta Stone classes fit into my schedule very easily just because the lessons are roughly around 5 minutes long. So there's no excuses for me, so I can do it maybe before I sleep, I can do it when I'm ordering food at a restaurant, I can do it whenever I feel like I'm procrastinating, or I can even do it here in the desert if there's internet, so there are literally no excuses. So yeah, if you ever get stuck learning a new language or you just want to try something new, why not give Rosetta Stone a try? With our link below, you can get lifetime subscription for 60% off with access to 25 new languages, and that's just a one-time payment. You can have these languages forever. Alright, now let's get back to the video. After around an hour and a half drive, we've finally made it to the mosque inside the desert, and it's actually so pretty in person. I feel like it's so pretty because it's surrounded by all these, sand dunes, and just think about how they built this mosque in the middle of the desert.
Impressive how they bring all these things to build it here.
Like the amount of time they must have spent to build this mosque is very impressive because just now from the campsite to here we drove for almost an hour and a half. But anyway, here is gonna be our lunch spot for today.
So one most interesting things for today is that our lunch is something special. We're gonna eat camel meat. Even if I don't want to, but once in a life can try. So they're saying it tastes like something between lamb and normal meat. I'm scared.
You'll be fine. I think it'll be quite, maybe you like it.
Really? I don't know.
Yesterday we rode camels. Today we ate camels.
I feel so bad.
Basically the camel meat that usually people eat are from the mountains because they have more grass and they are better fed in general. So it's better for eating. Whereas the ones in the desert, usually they don't eat them. Usually they raise them and breed them too. Now this is the real desert experience, I feel like. We're eating the local food, camels.
Looks like normal burger.
Yeah, just think of it like a normal burger, right?
Normal burger.
1, 2, 3, big bite. Oh. Tastes like beef, to be honest.
I can say I don't feel like special taste, like lamb taste, nothing like this.
Very chewy.
So technically how they cook the camel meat is first they boiled meat for many hours, like 3 hours. And after that they pan fry it for 10 minutes it will be not that hard, just 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if they sliced it better, it could be very soft and taste like beef, exactly. I like that Hummer brought us to some very interesting places today, not very typical, not touristy, because this one here is actually a school inside a desert. Apparently the Omani government actually subsidize parents, just pay them to transport, to bring the kids to school. And they get free education from here as well, in the middle of the desert. And you can see the school actually uses like solar panels, they have got some, wells set up as well, and lots of air conditioning. And also apparently the teachers actually stay inside the school just because they don't have to travel as much. And also there are 85 students studying there. They're from different families all around.
Here is the sand is that hot. I'm touching just now. It's so hot. So also today we're gonna eat dinner with traditional style in the desert. How they usually cook is that they put inside the sand food, and it's become because the sand is that hot. So the food become cooked. Can you imagine that? It's so hot. Like I put my hand and after a few seconds I feel a little bit burning. Actually, the more deeper I put my hand, the more hot it becomes.
Really?
Yeah, try?
Wow, it's crazy hot. Yeah, not typical experience in traveling. I love it, I love it. So far we're keeping it very authentic.
Yeah.
So after a long drive today, we finally made it to the second campsite, and he just parked on the car and we came to this resting area here with a lot of very unique decorations. So this hut itself is actually made from palm leaves.
It's
even
really
though
cool inside.
Yeah, even though outside it's really hot.
Surprisingly.
And then there are also lots of very unique decorations around as well.
Yeah.
For example, some traditional Omani dressings, and also a lot of carpets surrounding us, including one sitting here. Also, they hang on the wall as well. And apparently that one is a very famous camel that won a lot of awards in the past. And here, we're just having a nice tea break. They actually provide some fruits here, some dates of course, some nuts, and apparently this is a snack from Africa. And of course some refreshing lemon and mint juice.
We decided to play with sand a little bit before it's sunset time. Sunset time is the most beautiful time in a desert. Just look how the all sand become orange color. It looks so beautiful.
Yeah, and sunset time you can see it's getting a little bit windier, so you can see the sand dunes, the peak of the sand dunes, you can see some sand just blowing away like that.
And also when I'm touching the sand, it feels so nice, so soft.
The first day when we arrived, we were like, oh no, sand going to our pants, sand going to our hands and feet. Now we're just complete. Yeah, we and sand are complete as one.
And now time for room tour. Welcome to our tent.
So for tonight's tent, we're staying at a rather more traditional style of a tent. So you can see this is it. This is the room. It's very simple. So again, big comfy beds. And then we've got one light over there, a mirror. And then this is, I believe it's for,
Wow.
yep, just extra storage, I think. And then our storage over there. This is the shower and also the toilet. And again, in the middle of the desert, they're able to build a toilet. I'm still very impressed about it. So there's a shower head.
Oh wow. In an open space shower. I like it. And let's see, the most important thing, check if they have hot water. It's warm actually.
Yay, Alina can shower tonight.
Oh yeah, it's warm as well.
Yay! So for tonight's dinner, they're actually gonna cook up something rather traditional. So apparently they're gonna make some kind of style of bread that is buried under the sand, and they're gonna cook it later. And also we're gonna have something else as well. So I'm so excited.
Goat, sheep.
Oh, so it's a container. So it has water and...
Yes.
Ah,
No leak.
So basically, just then, the host of this campground, I think he's Bedouin, so he's teaching us the Bedouin way of living as well. So he was just showing us around the campsite, and what's interesting is that there are so many things that are so interesting. For example, this one right here, at first glance from afar, I thought it was some like grilled meat or so, but it's actually kind of similar. It's actually the skin of goat, but I think they must have charred it, so that's why it's so hard, and it uses to contain milk and water, and it doesn't leak. But you can see it's in the shape of a goat, I guess. But this one, because the Bedouins usually they don't have fridge or freezer, right? So they need to contain cold water during the hot summer months. So the ceramic here actually helps to contain the cool water.
Okay, now that's so heavy.
This is basically a baby basket. You might be wondering, why is it designed like this? It's because, just imagine, here in the deserts, right? There are lots of snakes and scorpions, like, you know, lurking on the ground in the sand. Imagine the babies on the ground, right? So that's why they built this net right here, so that they cannot, you know, bite the baby. And also, right here on top, these are all made with palm trees. And when it's cold at night, they would just put blanket on top to cover it. So, you know, this is the Bedouin way for a baby basket. And this right here is also the Bedouin way of cooking meals. Especially, here. They just set up the bonfire and I think they're gonna cook some bread here.
They asked me to wear traditional Omani dress and also to cover my hair completely because now we're gonna sit and eat with other Muslim people, so it's kind of respectful for them.
Looks good. Looks interesting.
He actually just now helped me to like put this because I don't know how to do that.
Alright, so right now I think it's time for us to get dinner and Alina is already well dressed. So we and some new friends are just gathering by this bonfire right here.
So interesting, probably for them this is like something super normal, like everyday routine,
Yeah.
like night routine.
So it looks like he's making bread. Wow, handmade bread. Now he's just carefully shaping the bread into a nice round, almost like a pizza, but I know it's Arabian bread. So let's see how you do it. Oh, right onto the charcoal. I'm not very used to this side because usually people would put the bread right on the grill, right? But he's just chucking on the charcoal.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's gonna be charcoal flavored bread. And now he's just carefully, I think it's like, wow, look at the perfect chard on the bread. So something very interesting just happened. Basically, you know how just now they put the bread on top of the charcoal? Now, the next step, he actually removed a bunch of charcoal in a bowl. And then after that, he just left some bit of charcoal on top. And he slowly dig away, and he buried the bread inside the sand to cook it further. So until you see the bubbling from the top, that's when the bread is ready to eat.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting that they buried the bread inside the sand because I think originally in the grill, the bottom layer, it was sand and then on top was charcoal. So when it was, heating up the whole sand underneath during the whole process, so now the sand is boiling hot, so you just put the bread in to finish the job. Wow,
thank you.
Looks beautiful. What is this?
Halloumi, cheese.
Oh, halloumi cheese. It's a kind of cheese. So right here we've got salad, some pomegranate, I can see some onions, some apple, and this is halloumi cheese and some lettuce. This is so authentic.
Looks really sandy.
I guess you get the real authentic taste from the sand as well, from the Sahara. So just now, he used like this metal, it's kind of like a dumbbell kind of thing, to just stomping the bread inside a container, and it kind of refined the bread into these small pieces here. I'm not exactly too sure what the idea behind that is, breaking the bread like this, but I guess it's just the way they do it. Okay.
Still warm.
Oh, good thing I don't taste the sand.
I taste because I know how it tastes. Today I eat a lot of sand when we jump into desert.
It's like exactly a sourdough, but everything made, you can see like the whole process behind it.
Yeah, it's
and that's
crazy.
why it tastes extra delicious, I feel like. So now he's pouring the pre-cooked chicken into
Yes, chicken.
the bread and then mix it together. Wow, beautiful.
For me,
For me, yes.
this is for 5 people to eat.
No one people, no money.
It's so big for me, I cannot.
It's okay, I'll eat this one.
Yeah, together.
No problem.
Together.
Yeah.
Enough. I cannot eat too much at night. Diet. Skinny. Keep skinny. Oh, good.
I'll eat this.
This good. Thank you.
This good?
Yes.
Okay, please.
Perfect.
One is in one.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No. Finish. Thank you.
So let's give this mixture a try.
Okay.
It's delicious. You know, there's like this crispiness from the bread that is still in there, and mixed with the sauce. And this chicken sauce is so flavorful, and also there's chicken meat as well. It's so delicious.
You can say this meal is so filling full. Like after you eating that, you probably will be full for so long. Can you eat all of them?
Yes, please. Thank you.
It's so strong. So strong. Taste.
This coffee, it's so strong.
Yeah,
It's
so
almost
strong.
like a extra strong black coffee. So tonight,
I'm okay. I want to sleep.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's again that time again. We're gonna watch sunrise. And we plan to climb up to those dunes right there. Oh, I think I do want to mention though, the Bedouins usually they do this kind of nomad lifestyle by choice. Like it's not because they don't have money or whatever. They can be very rich, but they can still come to the desert just because they like this kind of nomad style. Live in the desert, no signal, just like living the very simple and basic life, and also having the most freedom of themselves.
Yeah, and yesterday I asked why they don't go to live in a city, and it's actually the answer is because they don't like living in a city, they don't like living in the boxes, they like to have freedom here in the desert, and this is their space, like their own desert, like everything is them, belong to them. So yeah, that's why they just feel happy here.
The sand is so dry, it cracks. You press it.
Now we are going to eat breakfast. Oh, wow.
I just want to say, foreigners who work in Oman, they're actually very talented. Especially like when it comes to cooking, they learn the Omani's way of cooking and they prepare the same way to guests.
After breakfast, we were invited to dress in traditional Bedouin clothing. Justin was given a white dish dasha, and for me they prepared a colorful yellow dress with special patterns. They also introduced me a traditional Bedouin makeup that have been used for over 1,000 years. This makeup is made from all natural ingredients. Sandalwood oil, turmeric and saffron is blended into a paste and after applied to my skin. They put inside my eye black paste, which as they told us is made from fish liver. They believe that this makeup can protect Bedouin women from desert sun and sand. At the end, they give me a black mask. Bedouin girls usually start wearing this mask at around 13 years old, like a way to cover their faces from the harsh environment and also mark their transition into an adult's life. Also, the older a woman gets, the bigger the mask becomes.
Alright, so the dress up is over, and honestly, it is such an interesting experience. You can see I'm already back to my normal clothes, but just now I just thought it's gonna be like a normal photo shoot. We're just dressing up costume, but we actually learned so much more than that. You know, the heritage of the Bedouins, and also, you know, all kinds of the makeup, the eyeliners and everything. That was just so interesting, and you can see the beauty standard of different countries, different regions in the world are so different. And for me, that's the most interesting thing about traveling, is to, you know, just to see the world from a different perspective. It just opens my eyes to the differences in cultures in the world, and I'm so excited that I'm here. Out of nowhere, he caught a rabbit. Hey, hey, oi! He's trying to run away. Oh. How did you catch him?
It's rabbit, same desert.
How did you? Oh no!
What will you do to this rabbit?
Huh?
Will you cook it?
No.
You let him go?
Yes, house.
Oh, he lives here.
Two rabbit.
Oh.
Same desert.
So these are domestic rabbits, apparently. I thought they were gonna take it out and like cook it.
Hope not.
Yeah, they're so cute.
So cute. Take it with me. I'm scared to be just sit like this.
So that's it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed our desert experience here, because truly for me it was such a shocking experience to see there's other world that is like this.
Yeah, it was something incredible, something I never expect to find in the middle of desert.
But that's not it for our Oman series. We still have another episode coming up, which we're going to explore some architectural sites.
So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.